Welcome to another episode of Cup of Joe. I am your host, Joe Van Kampen. Today we are speaking with Kevin Wilhelm, the owner and operator and CEO of Pod Marketing and author of Click. Thank you so much for coming, Kev.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. So Kev, in the last 8 years, you have done a ton. You've opened up a new agency, Pod Marketing Inc. You've opened up 3 agencies since then, Marketing for ECPs, Smile Shop, and Citizen. You've written a book. You've done a ton. What is next for you and your trajectory?
Honestly, it's just about trying to create a business that I want to come into every day with people that I want to spend time with every day. We have a mission that we want to be the greatest in the world at what we do. And if we feel we can't do that, then we steer the ship towards the island where we believe we can be the greatest. So every day it's about coming in and building the right team with the right process and building the agencies to be the greatest in the world at what we do.
Awesome. And when it came to the senior living space specifically, what was it that drove you into the senior living space? What made things happen for you?
With most of our industries, it's about specific opportunity. We have been using a software called ActiveDEMAND for many years, pretty much since inception of our company. And we have a good relationship with Sean, the owner, and he called me one day and mentioned how the senior living space as an industry was really adopting his software, and they needed some specialization on how to use it and how to execute marketing automation. Now, knowing our familiarity and our skill set with marketing automation software, Sean said, this could be a really good opportunity for you to open a new vertical or at least explore a new industry in the senior living space. At the time, we hadn't really worked with any senior living communities. And so we took the chance and we started working with 1 or 2 clients as sort of like a beta test to see, is there a possibility that we can become the greatest in the world in this industry? And it didn't take long to realize that the formula that we had applied to other verticals could work here as well. We saw immediate success with the clients we worked with. We knew that there was an opportunity that we provided something different in the market, and all of a sudden referrals started coming in. And so we started seeing clients come in, we started seeing performance hit the benchmarks that they were looking for, and we decided that this was a great opportunity for us to support an entire industry that we feel at this point could be better served.
That's awesome. And so with the different members of your team and the success that you've seen, I guess where do you attribute our secret sauce? Is there a specific department, or what does that look like?
You know, one of the benefits of our agency is that we are an entirely full service agency within our 4 walls. And so I know in the senior living space, marketing automation is probably why most people originally reach out to us. They're interested in our capabilities there. Once they learn that we can provide a full end-to-end solution with website, branding, content creation, social media, lead generation, they see us as a truly valuable partner that can provide them all the services they're looking for with one account representation, but behind that one account rep, an entire team of marketing professionals that spend their days problem solving the next marketing issue, whether it's trying to drive more profitable leads, whether it's trying to reduce the life cycle of prospects, whether it's trying to increase retention rate and increase of staff. So whatever those issues are within the business, our team collectively can provide a lot of different options and opportunities to help them succeed.
Very cool. And you mentioned Sean Leonard, the CEO of ActiveDEMAND. You've been friends with Sean since before the senior living space for both companies, I think, right?
That's right.
How did you end up connecting with him, and what was it about him and his company that made you want to put your trust into them?
I saw an ad that talked about increasing recurring revenue for targeting agency owners. It was a very specific ad that targeted me, and so I signed up a form, attended the webinar, and literally within 2 minutes of the webinar ending, my phone rang, and it was a business development rep asking to book a meeting specifically with Sean. And in that moment, I realized I want what I just went through. For me, I want the automation, I want the process, it's so dialed in that I was just wildly impressed. And so at that point, I took a meeting with Sean and was pretty blown away with what the software could do. We were at that time evaluating all other softwares. We had sort of a committee in the company that was in charge of investigating, exploring, seeing what the best fit would be. And what I really was drawn towards was two things. One is the capability of the software, but number two is the service that we received. We had trials, and you try 30-day, 60-day trials with other companies. And what I found was support desks. What I found was we're just a number. It took a long time to hear back from somebody. But with ActiveDEMAND, Sean and his team, we were immediately somebody important. At least it felt that way. We were able to help develop future iterations of the software. We decided just to dive all in and become incredibly trained and skilled in the software. And so we developed a great partnership where we can pick the phone up and call them, and they provide that great support to us. At the same time, we're giving them feedback in the field of what's working and what's not and what could be down the road. And so we've just had a great working relationship for nearly 10 years at this point.
Very cool. And the fact that you guys ended up working in the same building, that was after the fact. Did one of you support each other in trying to help find space, or how did that work?
I don't know exactly. I'm sure Sean came in for a meeting, saw the building, was like, this could work.
This is cool.
The next thing I know, their support office was actually just one floor below us.
Very
and
cool.
so I think he moved out because we took advantage of the elevator and just kept coming down instead of waiting our turn.
Yeah.
So now we've moved offices, but the relationship's still very strong.
Very cool. Earlier in the series, we were speaking with Kelly, our creative director, about the brand identity, and I wanted to get your opinion on what is so important about making sure that we understand that brand identity.
Well, I think it really comes down to understanding, number one, our clients that we work with, so their brand, and understanding how do they intend to show up in the world? What is their story? I always ask our clients, what are you doing to make somebody choose you? If it's purely just price or convenience, somebody can always be cheaper, someone can be closer. And so in your business, what processes, what intentional, tangible steps are you putting in your operations guide to create a product that people talk about and must share? And so we have to pull that out of our clients. That's the first step, is understanding really why do people choose them and why do they continually choose them, because their customers have choice. And then finding the intersection with what their prospects are looking for. And so when you are an adult child looking for your parents, whether you're looking for yourself for care and housing, you're going to start looking for certain aspects. And so those needs come to the forefront, and we have to find the intersection as to what exactly those customers are looking for and what our clients are offering that make them choose them. And we have to be really good at storytelling, which is why Kelly's great in her role, is that she's the ultimate storyteller, and her team is tasked with the job of helping tell the story of our clients.
I love that. So I mentioned earlier in this session here that you wrote a book, I think last year, Click. Tell me, what is that book about and why did you write it?
So ever since starting the agency, our clients have the same questions. What should I do for marketing? How much should I spend on marketing? Where do I begin? Do I hire an agency? Do I do it internally myself? And I found that, similar to like a blog on a website, you want to start answering your customers' questions ahead of time and let them sort of find the answers and become very informed. The book was really all about that. It was, if you are sort of new to marketing, and whether you are an entrepreneur, a marketing person, or a student, but you have an interest in digital marketing, but you have no idea where to start, the book is meant to be that sort of 101, 201 level introduction to digital marketing. And so it does start with determining objectives, and before you know where you want to go, understanding where are you today, how much marketing budget is necessary to end up where you're going, and then what are the options in front of you. So is it lead generation, is it branding, what are the different products that are included in those strategies, and then at the end of that, finding a way to tie it all back together and understanding, did my strategy work, what's the ROI that it's yielding. And the last chapter talks about whether you should do it yourself or hire a company, and I sort of walk through both scenarios, because both can be true, and where you are in your business and what your internal capabilities are, your budgets, those sort of things. And so I found by putting out this book, it helped just provide confidence to whether it was the general public, our prospects, our customers, to be able to have a more educated conversation. Many of them don't know what SEO stands for, much less how it actually is accomplished. So by breaking it down into easy to digest chunks, they're able to come to the table and have real conversations with us, or do it themselves. And so I've found the feedback has been positive in that we achieve what we wanted to in just being able to provide education.
Right. That's one thing that I've learned about you over the last couple of years that you and I have had a chance to work together, is that you are very, very strong at making sure that people are getting the education that they need in order to be able to take on the task themselves, but helping them understand when they've hit that wall and when they should bring in an agency. So that's very cool. In October coming up here, 2022, you're speaking at SMASH. What brought that on? Sorry, I should say SMASH is the Sales, Marketing, and Advertising for Senior Housing Conference in Las Vegas. What brought that on?
Well, aside from you telling me I should apply to speak, I think it came down to you and I just strategizing and saying, what do we want the industry to know?
Yeah.
You know, we're looking to provide value. I think our brand as an agency is about providing education and value to the industry and the clients we work with. And so what a better opportunity than, you know, an entire room full of marketing professionals. Yeah. And we said, what are they really after right now? And we landed on marketing automation. That was again, that intersection between what do we do really well, what do we have, what information can we share with people, and what are our customers, what are marketing professionals looking for, and what are they looking to learn? And so for us, it's really about breaking down marketing automation, dynamic content. How can they leverage it to accomplish their objectives and goals with their marketing plans?
Very cool. Is there any final thoughts that you want to leave with our viewers?
You know, one thing that I always like to say at the end of any talk that I do is, in the world we're in, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always be where you've always been. It's a little bit different now because the world is moving at such a rapid pace, whether it's our customers or competitors. And so really, if we're not adapting to what our customers are looking for, we'll just be left behind. And so what I love about you putting together these videos and the people that are watching them is that by default, if you're watching this, you're investing time into trying to look at the world differently, trying to look at marketing differently. So I applaud people for taking the time to watch this. And for us, really it's about just supporting those that are ready to dive in and do something different and approach marketing differently. So that's the advice I like to kind of leave on.
Very cool, thank you so much. For all of our viewers, the book Click, you can reach out to us here at Citizen. I'm sure there's other avenues. You want to speak about that?
Sure, we do have, so it's available on Amazon, but it's also on a website called readclickandgrow.com.
Very cool. And reach out to us if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching.